Hello, hello. I
Hey,
didn't do
how's
any
it going?
bumpers. Didn't do any bumpers for myself. Like I should have done this right here. That's epic, right?
Nice. Ah, how's it going?
It's going pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't do any streaming last week.
Yeah, you were
Well, I
busy.
did the Tuesday morning, but yeah, I was kind of busy, and it
Went back to
yeah,
Florida.
yeah, I was back in Florida for a couple days.
Nice. How's that?
All right, here we go. I want to show off. It was good. It was good. My son and I had a good time. We were there for his friend's funeral, which was not the
Yeah.
best reason to
Sure.
be there, but we made the most of it. We had a good time. We enjoyed each other's company. We needed it. He changed a lot while I was in the hospital in that time. I mean, kids that grow up, and
Yes.
it happens fast when you're a teenager. I know that probably better than most parents because I was a youth pastor for so long, and he had a lot of personality growth. And now my daughter, she's easy to get to know. I mean, she'll talk. She's more than happy to share. And but my son is a lot like me and requires some priming. So yeah, but yes, it was good. We had an opportunity to really connect, and then I got a little bit of work done, not as much as I wanted, because it was incredibly uncomfortable in the hotel. There wasn't a good chair to sit in. So if I wanted to work for any length of time, I had to kind of sit up in the bed. And sitting up in a bed is not the easiest thing to do, and still also not the most comfortable thing to do. So my
Yeah.
chronic back pain it was destroying me. And
Yeah.
when I was trying to work, so I got some sketching done, some preliminary stuff out of the way, so that once I got back home in my little cave with my comfy desk chair, I could get some work done. Because it's all
Yeah.
about butt power, my friend.
No,
It's
I can get that.
hashtag butt power. So here is the Fund My Comic, and we are going to be chatting about one of the books on here today. Unfortunately, he signed up for this because I said, "Oh, you guys got to hurry, jump in before my ADHD takes over and I go somewhere else and do something else." And Hojo was right on it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
"All right, Tag, you're it." And usually I have the creator on, but he didn't mention that he has family over and that he can't come on a stream for an hour and a half. So
Right.
phooey on you, but we're still going to draw this sexy beast, Nancy Moon.
Nice.
So right now, he is on. He's got an Indiegogo, but I don't promote that one
Right. I avoid
for
Indiegogo
obvious
with a passion.
reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. I look forward to the day when I don't have to put any money
Yeah,
over there ever again, for that matter. So
yeah.
I still back the odd
So
campaign though,
we're
because I
gonna
mean you
talk
can. I mean,
about
there's still a lot of good creators over there, but
yeah. There are, yeah. I'll back things over there, but if someone has an Indiegogo and a Fund My Comic, guess which one I'm promoting?
fund my comic,
Guess
hundred
which one I'm
percent.
backing?
Yeah.
Absolutely, 1,000%. I have backed 17. I've done seven. I've contributed 17 times already over on Fund My Comic.
Yeah, I got a couple. I got about 3 or 4, I think, so far. So
Yeah, so this
just
one's
taking
over
my
there
time.
almost to $1,000.
Yeah.
I would like to see this hit $1,000. I really
Uh-huh.
would. I would like.
It's
In
not that
fact,
far
I'd like to see
away.
it happen. Actually, I'd like to see it happen during this stream, guys.
He's $13
It is
away.
not that $13. I mean, come on. That is more than possible. It is what we would call uber possible. I just made that up.
Nice.
it is what we would call. So it says that I have an unstable internet connection. And so if I start to cut in and out, you let me know, okay?
Yes, I will.
If I start to robot, but that's why well, we're not on screen, so that's why I've pulled my camera off, and that's what she said, and then I'm just gonna be sharing my screen. I'm sharing this one screen, and I'm gonna draw, and I think I'm gonna do a little cheesecake pose,
Nice.
and maybe if it's good enough, maybe we can get an exclusive print out of this.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Hojo says, going forward, Fund My Comic will get my initial first run campaign every time. Everyone else gets the scraps. I like to hear that. You get more money. You get more money. You keep it all. Well, you don't keep it all. We keep 3%, but it is what it is. So there's that link, guys. Check that out, Fund My Comic. You can just scoot on over to fundmycomic.com and check that out while we're doing this. And you want to know why? Because it's going to be really easy to find the campaign because it's right here on the front page, right here at the top. And you know why it's up here at the top, Craig?
So, somebody tipped it.
Yep, they were tipping the website, and that's why he's here, and that's why the buckler's up here, and that's why Ma'am I Am is where it's at. Ma'am I Am is getting hella tips, like hella tips. Yes.
Off to a good start. It's like 550 or something.
Yeah, 556. They need $5,000. But let's make it happen for those guys too. Canadian Tussle, let's get that going. Titan Mouse, I just backed that one the other day.
Nice.
Same with Relentless Tin Soldier, they got some good ones in there. But we're not here to talk about them. It's okay, Hojo. Hojo says, I'm sorry. Family issues. Family is always an issue. But I love family. Family is worth every issue that they create. So I'm going to go ahead and shrink that thing down. I always like to start with a preliminary sketch.
Yes.
Because I like to work out the pose before I get to started. So I kind of came up with this cheesecake pose. You see this?
It's very
light
nice.
blue right now.
Yeah.
It's very... So, yeah, I need to make sure I get the hair on here now. Wait a second. Let's look at her hair again real quick. I always forget what the hair looks like. Okay. So she's got this very short, messy, not quite a bob thing going on. Parts over the left eye. I mean, parts over the right. The bangs. Okay, there we go. And tiny tank tops. I like tiny tank tops.
I'm a fan myself. Yeah.
My wife's got a couple, and I'm like, oh my god.
Mine as well.
Yeah. My wife is a beautiful woman. Like it's stupid, insane how I was able to manage such a gorgeous woman. And she loves me too.
My current wife's the longest one to stay with me, so that says a lot right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I also like to get through these. Go ahead.
I had a failed marriage, though. I don't know if you knew that. I had one.
I did not know that. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I like to do these preliminary sketches so that all of my goobery, messy up stuff doesn't make it on stream. No one wants to see all that. Sometimes I'll do it. Sometimes I'll just go for it.
I appreciate that. Like, I've got a couple original pieces of art, and I do like seeing the blue underneath, where basically they did their preliminary and then how they refined it, changed the angle. You actually learn a lot from it.
Yeah, I do it sometimes, but when I'm trying to do this in an hour and a half,
right?
Just not a lot of time to try to knock out a pinup worthy image. I try to eliminate some of that stuff. And then it also just makes me come across looking like I'm a way better artist than what I really am. So that also helps too.
Absolutely.
I do want to encourage everyone that's watching to please like and share this. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I've been having a little battle with YouTube right now. I'm not sure what's going on, but I've been losing. I lost like 1,100 subscribers in the last week while I was gone. Now, granted, I haven't streamed hardly at all this week, but man, I was not expecting something like that.
Yeah.
And then I saw another YouTuber talking about YouTube doing a purge, like they're doing some kind of like another user purge or something.
Right.
And I'm like, well, maybe that's what's happening here, but.
I always hope that they come back, because a lot of times it just asks you to re-verify your phone number, your email, and then it puts you back. But while it does that, if those are accounts that people aren't using or aren't active anymore, if they don't verify their phone or their email, they're gone, right?
Yeah.
So
I think that's what that is. Yeah.
Yeah. YouTube's banking on that. It's people who just don't resubscribe or don't reconfirm their accounts.
Well, what happens is it also you run the risk of getting demonetized.
Right.
But my watch hours are up there. My watch hours are definitely up there, so they're doing fine. So I'm not sure why. When the two things don't match, that always concerns me.
And I mean, YouTube's a company like any others. They'll do anything they can to not have to do a payout, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, they also want the ads, the ad revenue, but that's part of the problem. I think lately, I haven't been monetizing my streams.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, because I've been playing trailers and stuff, and a lot of the trailers won't.
Right.
They've got
a copyright on them or whatever.
So it just reduces my ability to monetize.
Mm-hmm.
I like this angle. This is nice.
No, that's really nice. Sweet pinup.
So I know, I've started doing these cheesecakey things, right? But not like standard cheesecake. Where they just like extremely exaggerate all of the proportions. Don't get me wrong; those are fun. Those are nice, right?
Uh-huh.
But I like to do a little more natural. I don't know. There's something alluring about it, to me anyway.
Uh-huh. It's more like a piece of art, It's
yeah. We will poop that out there a little bit. Boop, boop, a little under boob. All right, so I got a funny story, and I think my viewers will like this. Let's get to all these comments. I think they're funny. All right, so Grey Wolf. I've still not used rotating the pick yet. I rotate the page all the time, just like I kind of would if I'm drawing on my table. Luke is painting Nancy very tasteful. Yes, I'm doing a tasteful pinup. So to the story that I think those that are watching will enjoy. So I remember my first experience as a young man with side boob. We had just had a bad storm. We had some branches that were down in the yard. And my mom and dad had sent me out to to clean it up with a hacksaw. Clean up all the, cut up the branches and put them on the alley for the truck to come through.
Yep.
Well, I go out there, and as I'm doing this, my neighbor, who's a couple years older than me, she's out, decides to sunbathe, and I knew I was hetero. Oh gosh, did I know I was hetero? I mean, it was clear. There was,
Mm-hmm.
I was, I was so hetero. It was not even funny. So I, I'm out there trying to clean up this branches, and she is sunbathing, and it's got my attention.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't think about anything else except for, you know what? Since I'm telling this story, we are gonna
Distracted.
we are gonna side boob this up in honor of my first experience with said thing.
Right.
So so yeah, so I'm out there and I'm cleaning up this.
Uh,
Let's put a pair of shorts on her. Let's put a little pair of shorts. Let's keep her barefoot.
Were you still managing to be productive, or were you dodging the
No,
path?
not at all. I was sitting there. I was trying my best, but she's laying
Yeah.
out. I'm trying not to like let her know that I'm staring at her. Like some creep. And she knew I had a crush on her too, which was
Right.
kind of the weird thing. Anyway, she does that thing where she flips over on her belly, so she's
Mm-hmm.
laying down, and then she reaches back and she pulls the string on the bathing suit top, so it falls down, so she doesn't get a tan line, right? But
Right.
when it falls down, I see side boob.
Yeah. A fleeting
And
glance. Yeah.
no, not even
No.
fleeting glance. Like, it's like the universe, like all things pointed, like all of nature just tunneled around so that all I could see was side boob. It was crazy. I mean, I'm like, oh my gosh. First time I'd ever seen that. And it did a number on me. I'm not going to lie. It did a real number on me. And as I'm sitting there staring like a creeper, like some sicko, I,
Well, I'll be honest. You're what? You're like 13, 14, maybe? No?
yeah, that's
Well,
about
well,
right. Yeah.
you know,
Maybe, I mean, I was, what are you in the fifth grade?
I don't know, but
Sixth
I'm
grade.
just
I was seventh grade. No, seventh grade.
right. That's
Yeah.
just
So yeah.
natural, you know.
Yes, I was 13. So I'm watching hard, you know.
Right.
And so as I'm sitting there, I am sawing away on this branch, and I don't realize that I've made it through the branch that I'm holding.
You're not up a tree, are you?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
I'm on the ground, but I'm holding the branch that I'm sawing. So
Right.
I'm holding a branch, and there's a big branch that's off of it, and I've been kind of stabilizing it and sawing through there. And I didn't realize that I had sawed through that branch and hit another one. And so I just keep sawing on that next branch until I realize that it hurts. And I look down and I've sawed through about a 1/4 inch of my index knuckle
What?
on my left hand.
Whoa. Okay.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I
Sorry, I don't mean to
ripped.
laugh.
I no, it's funny. I ripped it up. I ripped that thing up. I mean, it was, and then
Wild.
I went and I had to, I went in and I had to wind up showing my parents. I
Did you
should have
scream out?
gotten,
Did you scream out in pain, or did you like totally mask it on the way
no, I
out?
totally masked it because,
Oh, nice.
dear God, I'm not screaming out in pain in front of this girl that I got a crush on. Like, I can't do that. Like, there's no way. There's not a chance that that's happening. And so, yeah, it was not.
Wow.
I went in and I tried to hide it as best I could. I didn't want to get in any trouble. So okay, she's got a lot of artifacts on there. Fire and earth. We'll play around with that.
Right.
We'll play around with that, okay? Yeah, it was. I didn't want to get in any trouble. So I wrapped it up in paper towel and duct tape, which obviously didn't work very well for,
Right. An improvised bandage.
it's healing powers. It
Right.
was not doing any good.
You couldn't go back to doing your work. That's for sure.
No, I couldn't, which then I did get in trouble because my mom and dad's like, "What are you doing? Why aren't you
Yeah.
out there working?" I'm like, "No, you don't understand." And I had to show them, and they're like, "What happened?" I said, "No, I'm too embarrassed to say." And my dad was like, "No, come on, tell me." So I told my dad, not around my mom. I'm like, "Yeah, the neighbor, she did the thing," and he goes, "Oh, side boob." I said, "Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it."
So he's like, "What? Take care of the rest of the task when the sun sets, or what?"
Yeah, I was like, just find another day, do it
Yeah.
tomorrow. It was a do it tomorrow kind of situation.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So there you go, folks. That was my first experience with the side boob, and it had literally it has forever marked me.
Uh-huh.
Trying to figure out how I want to frame this.
No, I think myself, it's having the hots from my teachers are probably first experience. Having teachers that
What? You saw
when they
your teacher's side boob?
no, but I'm saying
Oh,
like
okay.
crushes, like for having a crush, but they want to give you advice and they tell you to do better in school, and you're not really paying attention to what they have to say. You know.
Oh yeah. There was a substitute teacher that we had for a few weeks. That was, I mean, just gorgeous, and it's kind of funny because I had a friend that was like super had a crush on her, and but he was weird. He was weird, and so he got caught in class.
Right.
Yeah,
That's awkward.
yeah, it was. I couldn't be his friend after that. I mean,
Yeah. And could
you
you imagine
just
that in this
can't.
day and age? Eh? Like at least back then, they sent you for counseling and the guidance counselor and you know why does this
Yeah,
person have to go out for meetings, every afternoon, right? But that's as bad as it. Yeah.
I don't like that brush size. I'm doing this one graphic novel right now that's really pushing my limits as an artist,
Oh,
which I love.
it's that project that you can't really disclose. Is that
Yep,
which one?
can't really
Oh,
disclose yet. I did get permission that I can start live drawing some of the pages as long as I'm
cool.
discreet, which I'm very excited about because I mean it's really pushing the limits for me.
Nice.
Well, I normally do very kind of almost like super stylized characters,
Right.
and this is going to be a movie. That's the whole plan. He's actually a filmmaker, but he wanted to do a graphic novel first. He thought it would be, kind of fun to do that. He's a comic book fan.
Right.
And so he's like, I thought it'd just be fun to do a graphic novel first, kind of establish the look and feel for the movie. And then, so he had a cast in mind. He actually had a couple people already, some big names,
Oh, really?
already signed up to be in the movie. And
Wow.
so he's like, well, if we can not draw them, but like draw their likeness a little bit, at least have it kind of similar. He goes, that would be helpful. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been drawing, kind of a version of these characters so that, when they get cast, it's going to be
Right.
somewhat, like, oh, they kind of look like that character already. Well, it's all by design. It's intentional.
Oh, that's very cool.
And yeah, so it's, which is fun because like the main actress is somebody that I'm actually a fan of.
Nice.
So it's nice to, yeah, I've been a fan of her work for a while. And
Yeah, that would be cool if they managed to turn it into something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, he used to be the like there's this like position. It's like some kind of a film thing
Okay.
in these different cities. Basically, it's when it's the person that tries to get these production teams to make movies in your town, in your city.
Okay.
And so he's been in a couple of big, if you have like a film festival in your town, this person is the one that is in charge of all that.
Right.
And so he's done that for a while, and so he's pretty versed in all this.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, and but yeah, it's fun working with him. He's a very talented individual, and
That's awesome.
yeah, it's so out of my typical anything that it's a lot of fun to do. It brings a little extra challenge.
So, so he's already done the story for that and taking it, or
Yeah, he wrote it
okay.
already. We're just adapting the which that's been fun. It was supposed to be like 90ish pages.
Okay.
And then when he handed me the script, I was like, yeah, maybe we can do this. But then as I started really getting into it, I was like, okay, this is not flowing sequentially very well.
Right.
So we need to adapt it, and it's going to wind up being maybe 140 pages.
Oh
Is what
wow.
my hope is, to try to keep it. Because I'm like, and I feel so bad. Because I said, I'm not trying to take advantage of your money. So I mean, just
To
tell
do
me
this
when.
right. Yeah, to do this
Yeah,
right, it requires more pages, more sequentials.
yeah.
No,
It's got to
I get it.
look. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got to look right.
Yeah.
It's got to have page turners where they need to have page turners, and so on and so forth. And trying to fit that much action, and if you which happens a lot when you know a well whenever you get like a novelist or a screenwriter that comes to do comics, you
Okay.
run into that, and it's mostly because they those mediums you can produce a lot more action
Okay.
in like a single scene. Like it's like if you're doing a lot of talking, it's one shot, and so you think, well, this one panel, you know, that should be enough for all this dialogue. but when you got like three or four back and forths, it's like, nah. You
Right.
kind of got to, you got to
You don't
make it
want to.
interesting.
You don't want to put just a big box of text in like.
Right, right. So I see someone called me a fiend, and then that's funny. Hail and boobs. Yes. Yeah, that was that was my first experience with the old side boob. It's forever marked me,
Yes.
quite literally. I don't like that piece of hair there. That's what she said. And thus started the Brazilian Wax Company.
Right.
Man, I am in some kind of way today.
Nice.
Saying these funny, goofy things. I'm gonna
But
darken
yeah,
his hair up a little bit with this.
I don't bring up all the stuff I deal with, but you know how I didn't have internet for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Well, no sooner did I get my internet back, my car broke. So now I'm
Oh
without
my
my
gosh.
I'm without my vehicle for 2 weeks. Oh, but at least I got
Man,
my
you
internet
can't win
back.
for losing right now.
No. The hits just keep coming. But
Yeah. But we got books coming.
yes, yes.
So they should have been done at the what I at the binders Monday. But I haven't heard anything.
And I did order a lot. That's the thing. Like if people
A
like
whole lot.
I've ordered more than the campaign actually fulfilled for myself.
Yeah, yeah. So, but sometimes the binder gets backed up because they're the best one in New York City.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so our printer uses someone that does a really good job with binding thick books, which I mean that's what we want, right? We don't want,
Yes.
because the last thing you want is for backers to get these books and the binding breaks on them as they read.
Right.
I've never had any problem
Yeah, there's nothing worse than
with
having
these
pages
books.
fall out. Like like your book's done. Like it ruins the entire experience.
It really does.
Yeah.
And so so yeah, very very happy with the work that we get from this printer. So I know that it's going to be amazing once we get it.
Yeah.
Plus, they're shipping this a big crate to you. They're shipping so
Yes.
many books. So
Yeah.
half the order, less than half the order, is actually coming to me for U.S. fulfillment because I don't want to warehouse that many books. But you're
Right.
like, I need all these. Man, wait till you get them. That feeling when you
Yes.
get your books for the first
Yep.
time. I want you to, when you open, I want your wife to videotape it for me.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
because I just want to be able to see
The
what the look on
expression.
your face is when you actually open up that box of books and see your work in
Yeah.
print. I mean, it's the greatest feeling. My
Well,
kids laugh because they're like, I
see,
still go
for
ahead.
me, it's I don't know if you realize how much that is. So that story, like the soul tax story, I wrote that while I was overseas. So that's me like hunkered down in a bunker while I'm not RPGs, mortars are going off, and me just going to a different place in my head. Or something crazy had happened at night. So it's just you need to escape, right? So I would just play this movie of what would life be like 6,000 years in the future. And I'm just imagining a movie, right? Like
Yeah.
someday I'll get around to writing this thing, but for now, all I can do is sit here and dream and imagine it as a place to escape the reality I'm in. So to see that come full circle into something tangible in my hands, yeah, I don't know what that experience is going to be like, but I'm
Well,
very excited.
don't feel bad if you cry a little.
I'm not recording that. But yeah.
No, Riff Riders came in the mail, right? Riff
Yes.
Riders showed up,
I
and
saw
so
those pictures.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so we'll get all those books out. I think
Yeah.
they'll be in the mail on Monday. I got a little delayed with this trip, but yeah, that's I'm finishing up some sketch cards. The artist that we had that was going to be doing the sketch cards had some personal things come up in his life
Okay.
and not be able to do them. So
Yeah.
I had to take him over, and so that's the holdup. I'm doing all the sketch cards right now,
Okay.
and so
Nice.
this is taking a break from doing sketch cards today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I did some in the hotel. I got about 2/3 of the way through
Okay.
while I was in the hotel.
Still, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a lot of
Watching hotel TV.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. I recently watched Florida Man. I don't know what you thought of that. I don't know if you've seen that yet or not, but
Watched it?
Florida Man? Yeah.
What is that?
It's a TV series. It's like 10 episodes.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I've heard of Mike Barron's Florida Man.
Yes, the comic book. Yeah. But no, it's a TV series. So,
I needed that time in Jacksonville
mhm.
to realize that I was kind of romanticizing the town. Realize that I don't care for it as much as I thought I did. So I'm a lot,
Well, you're back in sort of a small town community, right? Or
I
was that
am,
where
yeah. Uh, Yeah, it's very small town here.
yeah. I like that. I prefer that myself. Like me and my wife, my family, we're pretty much homebodies. I'm in a community where everybody pretty much knows everyone and waves at each other. Like I'm not gonna say I know everybody, but we're pretty protective of each other, I guess.
Yeah,
So
Steve, I didn't really have that.
yeah,
You know, not even in my hometown was it
mm,
really so much like that.
no, no, it's a nice feeling. Like I said, like my son's only in kindergarten, but obviously when I went through the school tour, I was looking in all the classrooms. I was looking for what propaganda is going to be up on the walls. What
Right.
what are these teachers going to have up to brainwash the kids? And you know what? Kudos to the teachers. There's nothing I could really even see. Like they even did a mural where they wanted to put a rainbow in there, but they didn't make it rainbow colors. They picked like a pastel version of it because they didn't want someone going, "That's a rainbow," you know. So
Yeah.
no, it's a very conservative town, very conservative school, and different students would have shirts and stuff. But hey, students can wear whatever the hell they want, right? Who cares? You're a student. You're free to be an individual.
Yeah.
But the fact that the administration, the school wasn't,
They
you know,
keep it out of it.
yeah, they didn't have propaganda on the walls. I was very
So
impressed.
I shared earlier about down in Florida there was a, a group that wanted to do a gay pride thing, and so DeSantis was like, "Yeah, you can do it, no problem, but it has to be adults only."
Right.
And they didn't care for that, so
Well,
they canceled it.
They canceled it as a protest, right? How dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But that sounds very sketchy. You're canceling it because you're not allowed to have kids there.
So you tell me what the agenda is there.
Mm-hmm.
People need to open their
Yeah.
eyes and see what's happening.
Let kids be kids. Well, like you're saying with your story with your side boob. Before that story, that's the first moment it clicked at like 12 or 13. There's no reason for any of that before 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, and then my dad had to talk with me. It was he had to talk with me.
Right.
Not
Not a stranger.
Not a stranger.
Yeah. Stranger danger. Remember that?
Yeah. Not some teacher.
Right.
In fact, it's funny, the teacher that we had that dealt with all that stuff, our health teacher, was like super prudish. And it was so it was kind of funny to
Right. Have to see them try to like
she
uncomfortably
struggled. Oh, she struggled so bad with that talk. And she's like, "Have your parents talked to you about this yet?" We're like, "Yes. They've all talked to us about it. You're fine. Don't worry about it." So it was,
typically
it was funny.
the class would get into being macho and everyone's trying to show how much more they know than each other and it just devolves into embarrassment for the teacher. At least that's how it was when I was in school.
Yeah, same. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same scenario, same situation.
Yeah.
Nancy Moon.
I like how clean your line art is. Like
Thank you.
That's really nice.
I try my best.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting better too. I've been putting in a lot of effort, a lot of work. When you draw so many pages a day,
Right.
you can't help but get a little bit better, I think. I didn't really pay attention to what that emblem was. So we're just going to give it a little bit of a glare so that I don't have to get it right.
Right. Yeah, I'll look at the clock for you, by the way. Yeah, you're at 40 minutes. I don't know if you're wondering.
Oh, okay. I need to speed it up.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time on that hair.
Yeah, that's a lot of lines. So is she gonna have any weapons in this or no?
Nah.
Nah.
I'm not going to give her any weapons.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a tube top.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, but no. Other than that, other than the car, I'm looking forward to summer. I don't know how warm it is where you are, but finally the snow out here is melting. So
It's not as warm as I would like it. Now, it's very nice in Jax. It was hot down there.
right, of course.
I don't mind it that bad though.
Yeah.
Like some people do. They're like, "It's too hot," or whatever. I'm like, "It's fine." It's
I love
fine.
the heat. Yeah, I love the heat. I mean, I've been over in the Middle East. I mean, I that's just the way I prefer it. But no, But yeah, like around where I live, I don't know if you knew this as well. Like, my whole house around it, we've got all kinds. I don't ask me what they are: flowers and plants and gardens, and in the backyard we grow a lot of our own cucumbers and dill, tomatoes. So it's just nice to be back doing that again.
Yeah, that is nice.
And then this summer's where I got to blacktop my driveway again, restain all my decks, which I enjoy. Yeah. Keeps me busy. Yeah.
I think there was some design on that arm bracer, wasn't there?
Yes.
Circles. It looks like circles.
Like she's got a bunch of different bracelets. Nice.
One of the things that I practice is making a circle in one fluid motion.
Like freehand? Yeah.
Yep.
It's not an easy thing to do to make a good 360. Like usually there's always one side where you don't do that overextend where it's just a little not perfectly circular.
Yep. Yeah, guys, make sure that you get over there and share out the campaign if you've already backed it. We're going to check it here again soon and see if we can get over that $1,000 mark.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Before we get done drawing this thing.
4 figures. See?
Yeah, and maybe, just maybe, Hojo will make it to where if you back it during the stream, you get a free copy of it. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up.
Oh, nice. I don't know if you're following the chat at all.
No, I'm not really.
The Ultimate Kahuna says, done, just did it. So I don't know if that means
Sweet.
he pushed it over, but...
well, let's go check.
Yeah.
Because, if he did, you know what we'll have to do, right?
Yes, absolutely.
It's a must. It must happen.
No.
No.
Nah.
Maybe it hasn't taken yet.
Yeah, it does take time.
We'll try it again here.
I'll keep an eye on it so we don't jump the gun.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can, keep me up to speed on the chat if you could.
Yeah, for sure. No, Hojo's just hanging out. But I'm learning with my computer. I can't do a whole lot of background activities when I stream. So
that is tough.
It's not a good thing. We have to get something with more process.
Luckily, mine will handle it. I was worried that it wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to close a few programs while I'm doing this, though. Or else it does get a little funky.
There we go. All right. Nice. Yeah, you're about halfway. You're 45 minutes in.
I should be able to finish.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slow down on the rendering a little bit. Just get my basic lines in first. And then I'll use my leftover time to kind of render it out.
I wonder if one day I'll just blow off the cobwebs and start drawing again. Because I used to draw a lot, like in school, but I'd say like in the military, someone would want a logo or a mascot, or they'd want a door painted, or some sort of mural to commemorate a tour. I would do things like that, but not really.
There you go.
Never really committed myself to my artistic side.
In honor of the side boob.
Yeah, there you go. Nice handful.
Yeah, I've told that story. I don't know how many times.
So whatever it happened, she ended up moving away.
I have no idea. I think I
usually-
wound up moving away.
Okay.
We never stayed in one place too long.
Right.
So it was.
Yeah, I was telling my wife the other day, it kind of reminded me of a story where, so you know how sometimes you're seeing one girl and then you decide you like a different girl?
Oh yeah.
Well, so I moved on from one girl to another one, and then the first one got jealous, so she started going around saying I got her pregnant, but I wasn't sexually active yet. So it's like, shut up. We just made out and did a lot of tongue action. You can't get someone pregnant that way. And I'm trying to pick up someone else. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a recent memory came back to me.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend before Beth, and I mean, she was not the one.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, she's not the one. And I told her, like, you're not the one.
Right.
When I met Beth, I was like, yeah, you're the one. Like, I knew right away. And this girl tried to break Beth and I up.
Right.
I don't know how many times. And so she had this rumor going around that I had knocked her up, and I'm like, that's impossible. Like, it's not.
Or you break
She's
up
like-
with the girl and that's I think I'm pregnant. Yeah, I think I'm pregnant now. Okay, I don't think you are.
Yeah, well, she was like, well, I had a miscarriage. And I'm like, well, your timeline doesn't match up, sweetie. Sorry. But yeah, so that wasn't fun dealing
No.
with that. Beth stuck around through all that craziness. I mean, that's, I don't know how.
I hate to say it, but it's a common thing. A lot of women out there will pull that. So, I mean, there's a reason why Maury has that talk show,
Yeah.
You are not the father.
Oh, in the hotel, I found this. There's this other show. It's a maternity court or something like that. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, and this guy was not the dad because he's like, it's like, well, do you know who the dad is? Is it your boyfriend at the time? Because this is another guy that wasn't her boyfriend at the time. She cheated on, or was it the guy from the threesome?
Right. How
like,
many
I don't
guys
know.
have you slept with? I don't
It's
know.
like, I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, what am I watching? I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and save real quick.
Don't get
I've
me
been
wrong.
drawing this whole time. I've been saving.
People make mistakes. Mistakes are part of life. It's just a question of what people do once they acknowledge they've made mistakes. Do they change what they're doing, or do they just go back and continue to make the same mistakes?
Yeah, they yeah, Jerry did shows like that too. Like, yeah, there were popular shows for a reason. All my bandwidth is causing my computer to lag just a little bit.
Right.
So I'm like, I'll have to take a line a little slower when I do this. I can normally go pretty fast, but sometimes.
Yeah.
I like to feather these big lines like this.
Like I don't
Make them look a
consider
little more natural.
I don't consider myself an artist by any stretch of the imagination. I'm a writer. I get someone who's a far more talented artist than I ever could be to do my book. But this will be the second. This will be the second drawing here that I've done uh, since coming to Comicsgate. Believe it or not, I did one on Death Metal Heroes show. I think that's the last time I drew something, and I was drunk. So
Oh well.
yeah. I can at least draw better than Cecil. I'm confident I could beat Cecil in an art contest. That's not saying much, but
No, no, it's not really saying too much.
uh,
I don't know who I could beat in an art contest. I don't know that I could necessarily beat anybody.
right.
I probably beat myself yesterday.
Well, so that's one thing about hybrids. If I had to put a critique out there, so I got the long what was the long shots bundle way back when. I read issue one, and then I just put it down. And my impression of your book, this is before we started talking, was just based on reading issue one in the hybrids bundle. That was my impression of hybrids. That was my impression of your line art skills. You know what I mean? Your work skills, and I just assumed. And then it wasn't obviously until you and I started talking and interacting, and then you came to my rescue because, I got banned and Indiegogo was threatening to shut me down, and I'm just sitting here sulking, thinking I got to print all these books and I've got zero sales. You know the story. Anyway, I think that's when I backed Hybrids, the trade paperback, and the other books, and watching your line art progress from issue one to issue two to issue three, and then like the massive line art improvement to four, it blew my mind.
There was a big break between 3 and 4.
Right.
There's a big break, like 18 months.
But it's like night and day though. You compare issue one to issue three, it looks like a completely different artist. Like,
Yeah, well, I really did grow a lot in that time period, which is why I try to, that's why I went back and did the remaster.
okay.
And when you read the remastered from Arrow, from that bundle, yeah. If you got the long shots bundle, you got the remastered one. So I went back, I remastered it, and so it's even better than what it originally was. But I tried to match the line art so it didn't look too out of place.
Okay.
But about 80% of that book got redone.
Nice.
And so it was that was quite an undertaking.
Yeah.
And I did it in just a few weeks because I was on a schedule. And it was not part of my schedule to begin with.
But I definitely say, like, if you could show more hybrids from like book 5 and on, people could definitely appreciate your more of a, as you're drawing right now, your pro level art, right? Because seeing hybrids 1, I was like, okay, this is Luke's art level, and I had no idea, right? Absolutely blew me away by issue 3. That's probably my biggest thing about reading hybrids was the evolution of the line art and the story and everything else.
Yeah, my writing got better. That was my first script that I'd ever written. Because I tried to get other writers to do it, but they didn't get it, They just didn't get it. And I'm like, no, I'm going to do it myself.
So the two hardest things I have is finding someone willing to work with me, and the second is finding someone that's just as passionate as you are, right? So even though you find someone who's willing to take a paycheck, you're working with them and they're just not interested, or it's just not jiving, or you feel bad because you got to keep critiquing and changing. It's gotten to the point where it takes a skill to work with other people, which I've refined by being in the military, luckily. But
I'll shade that in with something else.
But yeah, I enjoyed that working with a creative team. No, it's very cool when the whole basically the meat grinder's going and like Gonzalo's working on the line art, Shane's working on the flats, Alonso's working on the colors, and then I'm bouncing off the lettering with the letter. Like, it's great. I enjoy that process.
Yeah, it's fun.
But yeah, I already told Gonzalo, I was like, once this fulfills, even though I'm trying to hit 1,000, like he's waiting, so he's not really doing anything right now, my artist.
Yeah.
I'm still slowly working through the next 32 page, but I told him once the books are in hand or the books are in backers' hands, we'll resume issue 4. So I don't think we're going to make December, but I'm looking forward to resuming to keep telling the story. So. But yeah, no, that's sweet. Yeah, so the chat, if you're wondering what's going on, the chat's just mostly having their own sidebar conversation, which is
Sweet.
Cool. Yeah.
I always like that. I think that's nice.
Yeah.
They can just listen to me drone on about stupid stuff, and then they can have fun.
About the only one's Grey Wolf talking about how Cecil cracks him up. Yeah, Cecil cracks me up too.
He's a weirdo.
Yeah.
These guys, though, none of these guys even know who I am.
Right.
I think maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing to go under the radar and not be known or noticed.
Right.
I think I want to do a new layer so that I don't mess that up. All right, I'm going to do some sweeping things here.
What's your intent with this piece? Are you going to stop just with line art?
Well, I don't do any of the, I'm not a, I don't do any of the coloring stuff too much.
Okay.
I stay away from that mostly. There's people that are so much better at it than I am.
Right.
I mean, I'm okay, but
Oh no,
there's people that are really good at it.
No, your line art's pretty tight. It's
Do I like that one? I don't like that one. I kind of like that one. Nope. Wrong button. Why can't I get that to do what I want it to do? Do what you want. Do what you want. Nope. Come on, there we go. And then I undid it. Jeesh. There we go.
yeah. Guilty Gearhead's noticing we're pretty chill on this channel. Not a lot happening.
Yeah. Yeah. I am not. I do complain a little bit, but not much.
I constantly have to remind myself to be positive, stay positive. Be grateful for what I have, appreciative for the things that are going right in my life. Yeah, it's a daily struggle.
Man, I'm not liking this at all. I'm gonna start over with that. You know what? I might have a cheap brush for this stuff. Do I have a cheap brush for this?
I've seen you do some pretty funky backgrounds. So.
I mean, I do like I have brushes that do stuff like this, like crinkles,
Right.
and then like dirty hoses and like scales.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this one, like a willy worm one. Let me see, what else do I have in here that's potentially useful? I got rope. Oh, we could tie her up.
Yeah, there you go. And that would sort of give her the expression that she's got.
Oh, we can put some laces on there. Yeah.
Oh, rope, you say?
Ribbon. Maybe ribbon? String? That string might get me there closest.
So,
Little stitches.
Facebook users just asking if you're working on a comic right now.
I'm working on just this pinup for someone. We're trying to get some eyes on
The Mythicals.
the Mythicals. I made this crackle brush.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That'd be good for like blood effects.
I bought that crackle one in a package. I don't always buy brushes. Sometimes I do.
Right.
Oh, that's a fun. I got this. I did this, and because I thought it would be easy, and it was not. It is if you do this, and then I thought, oh, it's gonna be great, but it's not. See what it did?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't make them straight across, so it was absolutely worthless. I've never used it.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Oh, these are such great brushes. You need to buy this pack." And I'm like, "Dude, you're so wrong."
You can't do much with them, right?
No. Yeah, and I'm like, why is it being quicker for me to do it myself?
Uh-huh.
Ooh, that's neat. Now this one, I do use a lot. Like that was worth it.
Yeah, it's nice and
I used that
textured.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of these textures, they wind up working better in like small tight areas. Like there's this crosshatch one. I'm like, that doesn't even look like how I would crosshatch.
Right.
It's terrible. So I'm like, yeah, I never use it. Like, yeah, they're fun little novelties. Now this chain one is pretty cool. It inspired me to want to make my own chains.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
but sometimes a spider web. Like sometimes if I'm trying to, if I'm in a hurry,
Mm-hmm.
I'll use one of these. But
Nice.
for like a pinup or something. But mostly I made the melody pen.
Uh-huh.
These calligraphy pens are fun too. They're smooth.
Huh.
All right, I need to be done playing. I need to get this background done.
Yeah, I don't have any suggestions. Like I wouldn't know to
All right, let's
like put her in a room or something. I don't know.
No, I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. I just gotta freaking do it.
Mm-hmm.
I got time. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Here, let's back out of that a bit so we can.
Yeah, you still got like 25 minutes for the hour and a half. But
You know what? I'm gonna go back to that ribbon. I've got to.
okay.
To do what I want to do as fast as I need to do it. I need to use this this ribbon cheat.
Mm-hmm.
Where's it at? There we go. Okay, it's not working the way I want it to. Yeah, it's not pressurized.
Huh.
Let's try string. There we go. All right. Let's see if this... Nope. Ugh.
Layers aren't holding?
Not the way I want them to.
Yeah.
Nope. Well, once again, there's no way to cheat your way out of it.
Right. I was thinking if you started like where she is and put them all behind her, maybe. But
yeah, I'll get it. It won't take long once I actually do it.
But Guilty Gearhead has a question. He's asking about your background music.
Oh, that's just it's just the StreamYard stuff. Yeah, it's kind of built in.
Mm-hmm.
What did I do? Oh. All right.
Yeah, Lucasy. I apologize if I got his last name wrong. He was just complimenting Hojo on his video for the Mythicals, the trailer. So very cool trailer.
I just don't like this brush I'm using for this. Try this quill.
Yeah, let's do a reset on that. Speaking of which. Yeah, no, Mythical's still at 987. $13. That's it.
Come on, guys. $13. Hook us up.
Nice. Yeah, Hojo's digging your art so far.
My son and I went and looked at some quill inkers the other day because I haven't used them in ages and I want some because I like to ink with a quill.
Right. It's got a different look altogether.
Yeah, different look, different feel. Like I'm inking with a digital quill right now.
Right.
As you can see, it has a different feel than what we had with the G pen, which is still like a quill, but it's a little smoother. I
Right.
like this gives me kind of some hard turns that I can make to create that kind of vine texture.
Mm-hmm. Ultimate Kahuna's asking you, how often do you do traditional instead of digital?
Not very often. Upon request, basically. Upon request, I'll do it. I want to do it more, but yeah, it's I'll do a couple of covers that way. But people will hire me because I am fast and cheap, and traditional is neither one of those things.
Right. Yeah, it really is hard to find artists who are willing to do put in the time and the work to do sequentials. Like
Yeah.
like you said, a lot of people will do pinups or they'll do a cover or character sketches. But then when you're like, hey, do you feel like doing 30 sequential pages? No, don't got time for that. So,
Yeah, it is tough to. But I mean, it's just in general, it's tough to, because it is a lot of time.
mm-hmm.
Most people don't want to pay for it either, because it's long. It's a long haul.
Yes.
When you're doing the sequentials, you're going to be working on that book for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna just be really honest. Some creators are more difficult to work with.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is a relationship, like I was saying earlier, right? Like some people are easy to work with, some people are difficult, some people are tyrants, right? Like,
Yeah.
like I said, with me and my artist, at least I do the sequentials, which my artist appreciates because it takes away a lot of that guessing work and trying to figure out how to tell the story. But yeah, that's only so I don't have to communicate, or like I don't want to be a tyrant, so I do my own sequentials. So it's just like, hey, this
Your
is
own layouts.
yeah, this is how I see it, and then I'm always pleasantly surprised with whatever he comes back with.
Yep.
Yeah, no, Chris has got a good comment there, and I agree. He says, "Yeah, if you can't draw and you want to make comics, you're going to end up paying a lot of money." Yeah, I know all about that, Chris.
Like I've done more I've done more client work than my own stuff lately.
Right.
Because it's just, I mean, there's work out there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been getting a lot of it lately. I'm very grateful to everybody that.
Well, you're prioritizing the client's work over your own, right?
Yeah.
Which is nice. Hojo says he's a tyrant. Nice. Yeah, Ultimate Kahuna is saying he hired someone to do art for his channel, and it's going to cost him some money, but the art's fantastic. Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the art's good, then it's worth it. That's always my opinion.
Itchy Five echoes what a lot of us say, that Luke is the man. Yeah, without a doubt.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you're at 1 minute and basically an hour and 15 minutes. Sorry. So I got about 15 left.
Oh, yeah, we'll finish up, no problem.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I think it frames it well.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what we're going to do now. Can get rid of those. Let's make sure that that's not intruding on anything. We're going to make this raster so I can... Okay. Why did that? Oh. Guess I'm going to have to undo that.
You're just trying to contrast with a lighter shade, like gray.
No, when I do a background on a separate layer, I go in and I make sure that I've erased all of the background element out of my foreground element, so that I don't have any of that line, that line art kind of intrude. And that way I've got this. So then what I'll do is then I'll create another layer and I go in with the wash.
Right.
And
That's my regret. I had Photoshop for almost 2 years, and I never really played with it very much. Missed opportunity.
I don't use Photoshop anymore.
No.
I am Clip Studio all the way now.
Okay.
Photoshop's so glitchy. It is not my fave. So what I'm doing now is I'm creating kind of a base shading, like for volume. So I'm just shading out the volume. And doesn't have to be perfect, because I'm just kind of giving it the overall.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll drop the saturation down on that when you're done, I imagine.
A little bit, probably, yeah. And I'm also going to blend this out a bunch, so it doesn't have to be real pretty either.
Right.
I'm just kind of getting just trying to get the volume right.
The clock says 10 minutes.
We'll get it done.
Yeah.
This is only going to take a couple minutes to do all this.
Nice. So, you got any plans this weekend?
I'm at church tomorrow.
Okay.
And then that's about it, man. I'm not really. Might do a little yard work. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm enjoying just being outside in the sun. It's nice. Like I hang out in my backyard a lot. I barbecue a lot. You know. Nice.
This also gives it kind of a painterly look,
Right.
you know. It's something that I try to do to kind of establish my own distinct style.
Uh-huh. Still remind you of the side boob story? Is there any parallels here? Or?
No, not really. I haven't cut my finger off.
This is true.
You see, as I shade that out, it lowers the opacity too.
Yeah.
You know, so it create a little more contrast.
Yeah.
And then I go in, and I just go in with a smaller brush then, and start to work in some of the details. And now this is what, then I work in what we call ambient occlusion. Don't know if you ever heard of that or not.
No.
So we know that, like, as far as the volume of a object, we're going to have certain things that are going to, like, we have that volume there where the light is going to not hit the underside of something. But we also have something up here, like where these folds are closer together.
Yes.
That's going to create shadows just because it occludes the ambient light. You know, so it's not just a cast shadow.
Yeah.
You're gonna have
And the
kind of
angles
this
all
other stuff
change.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we, and there's not going to be much light. Some light's going to reflect off of things, and then some may not. So I go in and I do more of kind of a tight shade for that kind of effect.
Nice.
And then I'll likely blend it out to kind of get that.
That's wild. Well, definitely coming to life. Like you're making it pop, which is exactly what you're trying to do. So. Wild. Yeah, you're down to like 5 minutes.
No problem. I like to, I mean, obviously I don't have to be done in that amount of time,
Right.
but I love putting that challenge on myself.
That's for an hour and a half. That's really good.
Guys, you got to back the Mythicals. Come on.
Yeah, that.
Like $13. I would like to throw a little bacon on this thing. A little bacon wrap it a little bit, even though it's not the nerd bacon. It's still the bacon channel.
It's always nice to hit that next, like, 4 figures would be sweet.
Yeah.
Carol Colors says hello.
Welcome, Carol. She did some colors on a thing I did for Talk Playlock.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if they're making that a blacklight tapestry yet or not. They had mentioned doing it.
Sweet.
He will be moving in. He'll be finding his way over to Fund My Comic as soon as he's done over there on the dreaded Indiegogo.
She mentioned Doc funded.
He did?
Awesome. Yeah. I don't know which campaign that is, but
Blood and Mud. Pariah.
okay.
Pariah Blood and Mud.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Carol's mentioning that she thinks Anthony does want to make a tapestry. I mean, Anthony loves his tapestries, so.
Yeah, he does. I was pretty proud of that piece. It turned out really well.
Nice.
This one might be up there too.
So if you were concerned about the clock, you're in the last 60 seconds.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? Man, that feels done to me.
Yeah, that's nice.
That feels done to me. So here's what we do.
Done. Yeah. I like that. I like what you did with the background too, that extra contrast. Brought everything to life. Yeah. And then Carol mentions it was a great cover and had a lot of fun coloring it.
We did a great job on it.
Yeah, Itchy 5 says looks great. Ultimate Kahuna says
I believe that's pronounced Ichthus.
Ichthus? Okay.
Ichthus.
All right. Yeah. Both Grey Wolf Graphics and Guilty Gearhead say awesome.
Put my little badge down there.
Very nice.
And then my little SIG. All right. She's done.
Nicely done. Yeah.
Not too bad.
Yeah. Ultimate Kahuna says nude version when.
Yeah, when? Well, I've not ever done a nude. I probably won't do that today, sorry. Unfortunately. With my reputation as a reverend, I try to refrain from doing anything
roboting.
Saucy.
Yeah, it's roboting a bit. I don't know if we lost you there.
Oh, no, I'm still here.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't know who's going to color it. Yeah. I don't know who's going to color it. But yeah. Yeah, I probably won't do anything. Yeah, that toning just, it adds so much, doesn't it?
Yeah, it pops, makes it pop right out. Sweet.
Yeah. I'm just going to blend a little bit there. I could be done, but we're still talking.
Yeah.
So.
You know, what is it? Art's never finished. It's just abandoned, right?
Right. Man, that's so true. Yeah. Because you can always just soften a couple of these little edges here.
Yes.
There's always a little something you can do. Like, I'll just soften that a little. I mean, yeah. And that looks good. Yeah, it looks good, though.
Nice.
We can live with this. We can live with that for certain. All right. There we go. Nancy Moon.
Very nice.
The Mythicals. Let's check the Mythicals out real quick. Let's see how we're doing. $13 away. I'm going to share this real quick. Guys, if you like this, help me out. Go over here. Back the Mythicals. Put it over 1,000. And maybe, just maybe, we can get this print included for whoever backs during the stream. So let's give it a couple of minutes. Let's just kind of look over the campaign. You've got $8 digital tier. You've got the $10 collector's tier, which is nice. It looks like that is a kind of an add-on thing. So add-on with physical copies. You've got a couple of things. We've got a new feature coming to the website.
Yes.
We have a shopping cart getting ready to be added. You can get both covers. You can get that ultimate mega box, ultra mega box. Ooh, look, original pencils. What are you guys waiting on? 125?
Sweet.
125 for that? Come on. Jump on that, guys. These are great pages, too. 125. We need $13 to put this over 1,000. That is one book. Just buy the book, $13.
Yep.
You're going to get this thing over 1,000. It's exactly what we need you to do right now.
Yeah.
So let's check and see if we've done that. We'll make the bird dance. And, come on, guys. You're killing me. You're killing me with this. It's like pulling teeth. It's like I'm asking you to kick your mom or something. I'm asking you to buy an awesome book.
Right.
I'm asking you to check out this awesome book. Look at the art. It's fantastic. This guy might be gay. Look at that studded collar he's wearing. You know, I get why. Yeah, I get it. I get why Malin thought that maybe he was of a different persuasion. You hear everybody in the background. I'm going to close my door so you don't hear the house business there and realize how what's going on. Sound can carry in this house. It's old. Yeah, look at him back there in his suspenders. Yep. The Ultimate has bought it already. Let's get this shared out then, guys. Come on, let's share it out. It's a beautiful looking book. Original art on there. That's great. Would love to see this thing get over $1,000, but if it doesn't, I guess it doesn't. I guess we have to wait for it. But we've been at this for 1 hour 35 minutes, almost 36.
Yeah.
On the website right now, you'll notice an update, new feature on the way. Over the next couple of weeks, we will be writing, testing, and implementing the code for the shopping cart feature. Something we've wanted since day one, because I wanted it to work like a normal website, like a normal like e-commerce website would, where you can create your own, kind of like your tiers are a la carte.
Okay.
Some people want add-ons, some people don't.
Yeah.
Some people want this copy of this and that copy of that. And right now we have to create multiple different tiers to give different bundle options. And we really would just like to make it to where you can just put your items in and go from there. A future upgrade that we're going to do is going to be even more exciting. We're going to do a advanced inventory tracking, and we're also going to be working on a advanced reward tier sorting. So right now it sorts by dollar,
Yes.
and it's also alphabetical. So this is $10, so it's collector's tier. C comes before M for merchandising. 13 doll cover comes before G. Click Gilmore. So
Right.
it's numeric, and then alpha is how
Okay.
it's sorted right now. I want it to be to where you can drag and drop these in
Yes,
any order that you want.
creator's discretion. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. So where you can just drag and drop your rewards in the place that you want. So that's going to be a big upgrade. It's a lot. I mean, we're asking them to, number one, figure out how to do that
Right.
from a code standpoint, and then implement it into the website. That's a big ask.
Will that
So-
affect campaigns that are already ongoing?
No. Well, it'll just be they'll be able to do it once it's implemented. Same way with the shopping cart. So we shouldn't have any hiccups with funding as it is, because we'll do all the testing in a test environment on the shopping cart. But if there is any issues, if there are, we will quickly take care of them. So we're going to have our admins ready for when it happens.
Right.
That way we can, yeah.
Cool. That's exciting.
Hear me sipping my coffee.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, so that is the Mythicals, guys. Very exciting stuff.
Nice. You
And-
want to see my weak attempt at drawing his scary
do.
priest?
I do, yeah. That scary priest is fun.
Yeah. I threw that. Ew.
Hey, that's not that bad.
Yeah, it's just me farting around.
Farting around. I like that. I don't say farting around. Yeah, I've never said that before. I like farting around.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go. That Nancy Moon, the Mythicals. Let's give you a little big zoom in here. That's the face.
Very nice.
And then down into that sexy cheesecake pose.
Nice side boob.
That's the side boob there for you. Well, because we were learning one thing about comic books.
Yeah, can't go wrong with some side boob.
Sexy girls sell. They really do. They really do. So there we go, guys. Thanks for being here. It was fun hanging out with you, Mad Ruth, Craig.
Yeah. Likewise, Luke. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, man. Hopefully next week we will have some videos to post about books
Yes.
arriving, so that we can get really excited about that. Man,
I can't wait for people to read it and tell me what they think of it. I mean, it's nerve-wracking, but you got to find out what people think of it. So I can't wait.
it's always fun to get the
Yeah.
book, and it's always fun to hear what people have to say.
Yeah.
Even though it is a little stressful, but it's worth it all. I've read your book.
Yes.
I think people are going to like it.
Oh, thank you.
I think people will enjoy it very much, actually. So, I suggest, if you haven't already got it, head on over to Fund My Comic and pick up a copy, and it will ship out as soon as the other ones ship
Yes.
out. We're gonna bundle it all together and get it out quickly. So, I am gonna show off something. I shouldn't do this, but I have permission.
Okay.
So this is the graphic novel I'm working on.
Oh, nice.
It is way outside of my typical.
That's some nice technicals with that car too. Wow.
Yeah. This next page here it's
Yeah.
going to be a splash of the car peeling out, speeding off.
Sweet.
Yeah. This is so much fun because I love drawing these like technical cars and buildings.
Yes. Yes.
And so I've been doing a lot of that. And so I'm trying to get like this fun feel for it, you know. We're talking like Atomic Blonde kind of stuff, so I'm going for very
Yeah, that's beautiful.
cinematic angles and you know, just stuff that is just fun. Now, there's this nursing home scene, right? Where this gal's mom is at the nursing home. I'm going to be honest with you. This is a real place up here at the top.
Okay, for reference. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a real place. So I do these tricks. It looks like this was super detailed, right? From a distance.
Yes.
When you look at it, it's not very detailed at all. It's just a bunch of like I'm giving the hint of detail. So it looks really amazing from a distance. When it's colored, it looks great. But this is a real place. This is Dolphin Point. I used it as reference. This is where I spent the last part of my rehab.
Okay.
And this is my room. Like this was the room that I was in. So I just put that room in there. But as you can see, I'm leaving a lot of room for the colorist to do some heavy lifting, like on like panels like this. Like it's just the hint of what it is. It looks great from when you look at it as like a comic book page, it's gonna be wow. But then I really get in the detail on the faces and in the buildings and stuff like that. This was a fun page to do.
Nice. Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. Sexual harassment much? Let me see. Here's another fun. I really had fun on the first page. Lots of detail in the structures. It was a lot of fun to draw.
How long does a page like that take you?
That page took me about 13 hours. They normally take me 2.
Holy smokes. That's fast.
Yeah. I was 4 hours just on that top panel.
Wow.
Here, I'll zoom in.
Nice.
Again, it looked like there's
beautiful.
a lot of details, but it's just the hint of detail in there. But yeah, so that took me forever. And then the inside of the church took a long time. And the other thing that took me a long time, well, the layout of the page was complex as it was because I was trying to fit more content on the page than probably what should have been there.
Okay.
Because the first 5 pages were actually written as 2 pages. And so I needed to spread it out a bunch. And so here we are.
Right.
But doing the perspective for that church in the background and getting all the figures and the bodies on there, that was...
Yeah, that's well worth it because it expands the story. I mean, I get it.
I mean, it's the very first page that you see.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to make sure that this page was... It's a chaotic scene. So I wanted to have a chaotic panel kind of layout,
Right.
with kind of all this, like, what is really happening? Like, what the hell's happening here?
Absolutely. Right.
Yeah. And I like that, like, nice cinematic angle of this gun over here. I like that one.
Yeah, it derives when there's action taking place because it affects the layout of the page.
Yeah.
The action. Yeah.
Yeah. And so just trying to do fun stuff like that with it. And then, we got this, again, I've got 2 establishing shots.
Oh, wow.
Here. So I've got the house.
Yeah.
Which, again, just like doing all these layouts, it took me back to the days of when I was wanting to be an architect. And then I used to draw a lot of cars because I used to be a mechanic. And people would want me to draw pictures of cars for them all the time.
Great.
So I got really good at drawing cars. And so I did. So that's all this. So yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Oh, it's
This
very
book,
cool.
as soon as it's, you can probably tell what it's called by the tags that I have up, but I'm being very discreet about the
Yeah.
story and what it is. But this is a lot of fun.
Wow.
I like this. I like doing this very much.
Hmm.
It's been a very fun project to work on. And
Nice.
yep. So we're getting a number of pages done. I've got Patrick going to be coloring it, and then I've got a new letterer that I'm working with
Awesome.
on it as well. So very nice. But here's Nancy Moon. She turned out great. I think she turned out
Yes.
nice.
Yeah. Really
Yep.
nicely done, especially in that
Yeah.
amount of time.
Yep.
Wow.
Hello, Nancy. Thank you, Chris, for that compliment. I do appreciate it. Yep. So yeah. I've been working really hard on paneling lately, on page
Sequentials?
layouts and stuff.
Yeah.
Sequentials, yeah. I have a partner that I work with on hybrids, and he does my page layouts on hybrids so that I can spend more time on other things.
Right.
But so he's been on the 9 books that I've published so far. He went back and helped do a few of the remastered pages.
Okay.
And so he and I have a very similar art style
Yeah.
in some respects, and then very different in others. So I had him working on that he's already done the layouts for for books 10 and 11. And as soon as I finish the script for book 12, he's going to go and do that one.
Oh wow.
And then after that, I'm probably going to do all the layouts for anything that I draw moving forward. That way I can just hire him to draw some of my stories.
Okay.
Because I like his art so much. I like what he does. His name's Brian Dawson. He's a fantastic guy, a believer, but a great, great artist. He's drawn 2 short stories for me so far, Juror 13 and the triple play Ashcan.
Okay. Nice. What are those featured in? That Juror 13 and
Juror 13 has not been featured in really anything yet. It is in the back of one of the Killing Field issues. I think book 8. I think.
okay.
It's in the back of that one. And then the Ashcan was by itself, but the Ashcan will be available in the Killing Field trade paperback.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Awesome.
it'll be in there as kind of bonus content.
Nice. And will 10, 11, and 12 complete Lifeline?
Yes, 10, 11, 12 will complete Lifeline. And so that will finish up the arc dealing with our main antagonist.
Yes.
But I promise you it will produce other antagonists. So whenever you just think of my world like this, it's very much you cut off one head, 2 more grows back in its place
Yes.
situation. It's very much a Hydra scenario.
Story keeps going.
Yeah, so we will have, by the end of book 12, we will have 3 new threats to worry about. The Council. If you saw, most people have read book 9 now. So you know what Trash Man did to,
Azazel?
no, not Azazel, what he did to Mount Fuji.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm just going to say that's going to create conflict that would be dealt with in issue 13 and moving forward.
Nice.
And then while in book 10, I think 11, 10, maybe 10 or 11, we meet a new character that will get their own spin-off. 2 of them will get their own spin-off.
Oh, wild.
So yeah, I'm already writing those stories.
I'm not going to spoil it because you don't want to give your spoilers.
I do sometimes. Sometimes I'll give spoilers, but
Bone is one of them.
no, Bone does get I am working on a 3-issue spinoff for him. I might make it 1 or 2. I might try to condense it to a larger volume.
Cool.
People seem to want
more of Bone.
Yeah, they want more of Bone, and I never really understand. Like,
because the potential for he's fast moving, right? He can teleport and
yeah,
like, he can jump dimensions and like
they like his attitude too.
Yeah,
They like his attitude, and but when it comes to what people want as far as like book content, I never know what they want, and it changes from kind of one time to the next. Like some people all they want are the graphic novels; they just want the trade paperback versions.
Right.
Some people all they want is floppies, and sometimes I think I ran into a thing where I launched book 9 too soon after Rift Riders. So we closed Rift Riders and launched Hybrids book 9 on the same night.
Right. I remember that.
Yeah, and we had that botched launch because I was trying to do Fill My Comic. We had some problems with coding.
I remember that too.
Yeah, and so that was, and I've not been able to get the momentum back on Hybrids at all. And we thought the RPG was going to do really well, and it has not. I mean, we've made enough to print the book, but we're not making any money.
Right.
We're not making any money on that book right now at all. But we will have it. Like, that's the thing, we will have it. And I think that that's really going to sell as an add-on and at conventions, probably more than anything.
Here's the thing I wonder, is cold calling still a thing? Like if someone was to open up a telephone book and go through every gaming shop there is it possible to get it in there through cold calls? Or
it probably is.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. There's not as many comic book shops out there that are kind of anti-Comicsgate as what you might think.
Right.
A lot of people really don't care about that stuff. Like, I don't. Like, I kind of been using the Iron Age hashtag.
Right. Yeah.
Just because there's like a market for people that are really into that kind of indie world.
Yes.
I mean, obviously people know that I'm a Comicsgate guy. They know you are. I mean, that's the circles in which we travel.
Right.
But it's, I haven't really pushed the hashtag to try to market either. I kind of want to just sell the book on its own merit and not, I don't want to beg people to back it just because I'm a CG guy.
Right.
I want them to want it. And so I'm trying to find the role-playing market. And maybe that'll happen. But it's going to take time. I'm sure it is. So we'll see how that book goes. But yeah, I know there's some stores I can get it into. Like right now, I know there's probably at least a half dozen stores that might carry it right now.
Okay.
And so I'm going to reach out to them when the book's printed and ready to ship.
Right. It'd just be like, yeah, I've got these right here, right now, ready to go. It's just a simple of use. Yeah. Giving me the go ahead.
Here's your retail cost.
Yes.
Send me, send them the invoice and get the book out to them.
Yep.
So it hasn't done as well. So I'm hopefully book 10, which I should have started book 10 already. But when I start book 10, that'll go really quick, getting that book finished. Nice. Hopefully that will people pick back up with that. But a lot of my attention has not been on marketing my own stuff lately.
Right.
It's
everyone else and side projects and Fund My Comic and moving.
Yeah. Fund My Comic a lot. Like that's been a lot of it, which is, it's something that we all need.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I've got nowhere else to go. I mean, I'm like Tom Cruise in that movie. I think that was Tom Cruise. No, it's not him. It's what the hell? The guy with the hamster. Richard Gere. I got nowhere else to go.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised at how many people are still using Indiegogo, in spite of what they've been doing. It feels like Stockholm syndrome for crowdfunding.
It's just habit. People are safe. They feel safe, especially if you're a customer. Like there's no incentive. It's more of an incentive for creators to go to Fund My Comic than there is backers.
Well, I hear so much people like, well, I don't want to go over there because there's not traffic yet. Well, there will be traffic if you come.
Yeah.
And we've dealt with this. I think, I did a video where I showed that 70 to 90% of the traffic that you bring in, that you have is generated by you and not these platforms. Now, the only difference is on Kickstarter, I believe 100% that a book that is not safe for work with no named creators and no marketing can absolutely do well.
Right. If
Because it's tits.
Yeah.
I mean, they love it over there, right?
Right.
But any other book, you tell your customers where you're going to get it, where they can get it, and they'll follow you. They will. I've heard people say, "I'll follow." You just tell me where to go, I'll buy it there.
Yes. So
we've kind of eliminated that argument for people, and then we've shown that we can save them money. We've shown that we can. People are getting payouts. Like people are already getting their money.
Oh, I've received many. Yeah.
Yeah, and people are shipping. People that have their books ready already, they're already shipping. And so, we're seeing a lot of, really, really positive things happening over there already. So we've kind of eliminated a lot of the arguments, but still people just seem to have a diversion to trying something new or trying something that is, in my opinion, going to be better now. There are people that they're exclusively Fund My Comic. That's where they're doing their thing.
Yes.
Now I think June, you're going to see an explosion, especially after we get this shopping cart feature installed. It's going to change the game because, and I've also heard people say, "Oh, well, Fund My Comic, it's a downgraded Indiegogo." No, guys, it's not.
No, I don't see it that way.
We are not trying to copy Indiegogo. We are. I was doing this for myself, regardless of the political climate of things, because I wanted something that was more centric to what I needed as a creator for funding my comic. And so that's the kind of features that we put in this thing, is we put in features that were going to be more geared towards you, like the creative types.
Right.
To be able to connect with your fans. Because ideally what we would like to see is people not have to crowdfund, but be able to have storefronts, And, we're looking at storefronts like Drive Through RPG. Go ahead, Bunny, come on in. And I'll just keep talking. That way I don't have to get over there and fiddle with stuff.
That's cool.
And but ideally, it would be nice for people to have storefronts on their own websites. But we understand that when we decentralize where people can buy books, it makes it a little more complicated for the fans. And so for the fans' good, we have the ability to be a storefront for people.
Right.
Phantasmic Oracle, you are amazing. You're absolutely amazing for this, for the indie community, for people that are out there hustling. What you do is absolutely priceless. You have no idea how valuable what you do is. And that's why I try to do these live draws, these loop draws. Because, it's not much, right? I don't know that it's much. But I try to draw attention to the books and to the projects by doing some pretty art. And it's also a great opportunity for me to draw sexy ladies. I don't do that very often in my own stuff. It's mostly big guys punching each other. And so it's nice to draw things like this every once in a while.
I don't know, Ion and
Yeah, they're pretty. Yeah, I remember I showed a lady one day at our church that we were pastoring hybrids, and she goes, "Wow, you like to draw them busty, don't you?" And then she stopped. She looked at Beth. She goes, "Well, I guess that is your point of reference." And Beth turned 3 shades of red. I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll tell you, I got so lucky. I married a beautiful woman who is smart and funny and loyal.
Yep.
People underestimate loyalty.
Yes.
Yeah, my loyal friends and collaborators, they are rewarded for their loyalty, man. I've had too many that are not loyal,
Yeah.
and so we're kind of doing the same thing with Fund My Comic.
Mhm.
When people come in and they're loyal, they get bonuses. They get extra attention. But
Well, the guys that I'm having on the show tonight, Sector 7, um, they are so due to the space that they almost squeak. I mean, I brought up a trailer, and then they're like, "A trailer? What a great idea!"
what a great idea!
and
Yeah, that's
and But you look at their stuff, and their world building's incredible. Their creatures are just next level, and they've got tech. They've got like looks like a 1944 Willys with like advanced tech, but it's like aged back to Tesla era,
Okay.
and it's like really really incredible ideas that they have. But They seem to be babes in the woods about this whole entire thing, and so we're gonna have like a talk tonight about it. Um,
cool.
but I mean, they were pushing. One of them was saying that he didn't currently have a project. I mean, he's committed to Indiegogo right now, but he's thinking about writing a project specifically for Fund My Comic.
Yeah. I
And
always like to tell people too. It's so easy, just to
yeah,
copy and paste that thing over.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah,
It's like
There's,
I tried to eliminate all of the complications.
yeah.
there's no written rule that says you can't launch Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and Fund My Comic all simultaneously. There's no written rule that says you have to have a different cover.
Kickstarter actually kicks people off if they find out you've got another campaign running somewhere else.
Or do they?
That's what happened to your boy Zach.
Okay. No, that's
They
good to know.
I don't think they do that anymore.
They don't do that anymore. Okay.
No, they've changed so much over there. In
Okay.
fact, the lady that was behind a lot of that, she got let go and she's now over at Zoop.
Over at Zoop. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, so Zoop,
Yeah.
they don't want you if you're somewhere else.
Mm-mm.
They will tell you that.
They don't want you if
You're not
you're
welcome.
if your hair color's original.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm trying not to be negative about all that
I
today.
got you.
I'm trying to be.
Okay.
I'm trying to be like maybe it's just coincidence.
It's a coincidence. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Maybe it's a coincidence.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I mean that's what I think Film My Comic was kind of intended to not be a copy, but a true alternative. Something that could kind of take over the space.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you do unboxings. Phantasmagorical, have I shipped you any books? I can't recall. Because it may not be under Phantasmagorical, but if I have, just let me know. That, hey, yeah, you've shipped me books. I'm like, okay.
Ultima Kahuna. Okay.
What does that say? Can you read that?
Oh,
I'm so far away from the screen
sorry.
where this is at.
If you want to laugh and hear about awesome comics and books, check me out, Ultima Kahuna. Okay.
Ultimate Kahuna.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I need
Yes.
to sub to these guys, obviously.
Yeah, and guys, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. I think there's some kind of a purge going on
Yeah.
because I have lost 1,100 subs in the last week.
Mm.
I've worked so hard
Yeah.
to get it to where it is, And then to lose 1,100 subs like that, it was like I almost just wanted to quit streaming. I was like, yeah, screw it, I'm done.
Yeah, but they might come back as people just verify their email and phone numbers. They might just be like in a frozen spot until they verify their account. So
maybe, yeah. It's just, man, it's so frustrating. Because I went on a kick. I dropped a couple more subs. Like I dropped about 500 subs about a month ago, and I understood what that was because when I first started my channel, it was about music, and so, there was people that hadn't engaged in a long time, and it was about 500 subs that I had back then, and so it made sense that about that would drop. But but I gained another 100 within that week, with new people coming in, active viewers, and people engaging in the chat, and then 1,100 just dropped like that. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And do I have the time to focus on my channel when I'm trying to draw people's comics and start a freaking crowdfunding website that for some reason, and I'm not complaining, guys, I'm not trying to sound negative here, but for some reason it feels like people hear about the website, but they don't want to speak about it as an alternative. It's almost like they want to keep it secret for some reason. I'm like, come on, we have worked our buns off to build this thing for you guys. I mean, we've spent hundreds of hours talking to developers and getting things going, talking to lawyers and getting things going, talking to bankers and accountants to get things going, to make sure that everything is working and secure for you. The amount of paperwork that we've had to do and just the homework. Oh my God, I felt like I was in college again. The amount of homework that I had to do to make this thing happen. But we've done all of that work and we put all of that together so that you guys would have an option and an alternative to go to. And then it just feels like, it's like, oh, well, Indiegogo's screwing me over. I don't know where I'm going to go. Crowdfunder doesn't want us. I guess I'm going to try Kickstarter. Guess that's the only other option. Hello. Fund My Comic over here is ready for you guys. And
the one question I had about Fund My Comic was, is it still a limit to how many campaigns, or are you going to easily be able to expand that?
Oh, no. There won't be a limit.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're not. What we're doing is we're on a scale plan.
Okay.
So the company that works our development, they have an out of the box kind of infrastructure.
Yeah.
And they do their hosting because it's their proprietary code. It's their IP. The infrastructure is theirs. They own it.
Okay, I put both Phantom Mezgorical and Big Kahuna's channels in the chat.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Well, I can subscribe to these guys, people. Sub. So they own the code. It's theirs. And so they've got basic plans for hosting. They have like a little cheap one if you just want to run your own thing and you don't want to have a website. Basically, it's still under their name, but you can use the plugins in your own website. And that's where I originally started working with them from that point. And they have an out-of-the-box kind of, these are the features that are available to you. And I was like, can I get other things? Like, can I ask for...
shopping cart?
Yeah, can I make requests?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but you got to pay for them. And they said, but the only bad thing about that is when you pay for them, if you leave us, you don't get it.
Because
okay. Yeah, it's like you don't get to keep that, it's because it's our code. But we'll write the stuff that you want to put into it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I just got to stay with you, right? I can't just be like up and like, screw you guys, I'm gone. Like, no, you got to, you put all that investment in, you got to stay with us. I'm like, that makes sense. And I'm fine with that.
yeah.
So we actually worked with another company that wound up kind of grifting us
Yeah, I
and
remember all that.
made us very late on some launch dates. And because they said, we won't charge you for those upgrades that you want. Like, we're building something that's basically the same thing they've got, but we won't charge you for those at all. We just want a one-time lump sum payment to help us get the branding for your site done. And we'll manage everything. Turns out, totally full of crap. Major grift.
Well, what it is
Like
with coders,
developers
so
can be.
I've got coder friends who've worked for, just their own startups and stuff. And the problem happens is they're always searching for more capital. So when they're pursuing capital for you, you're their main focus. And then once they've got your capital and somebody else is offering them more capital, you're now in the rearview mirror, right? And then when someone else is searching for capital and they have no problems, like, much like you'll have artists that get buried in work, it's the same thing with coders, right? It
Yeah.
kind of sounds like that's what
That's
happened.
exactly what happened with these guys, and they've ghosted us.
Yeah.
And our capital is being used for someone else's project, I'm certain.
Right.
So what we wound up doing, Todd and I, we wound up going back to this other company that I had used in the past. And I said, okay, so we understand what the investment's going to be. Let's get started with this thing. And so they worked out with us, like, let's step into what you need. So we started with code that wasn't even straight out of the box. We said, okay, I want this. And even during testing, they were adding new stuff to us. And so now we've paid for yet another upgrade, and we'll have another upgrade. So let's say Bunny gets tired of Luke and says, I know who he uses. I'm going to that developer, and I'm going to start my own crowdfunding website with their infrastructure. And I'm going to do all the work to set up the stuff for Stripe and make sure I've got terms of service that are ironclad and legal, and get all the lawyers to sign off and get accountants and everything. I'm going to do all that. And let's say you do all that. Even if you go and start out with them, you're not going to have what we have.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because we paid for stuff that isn't part of the program to be implemented. So that's what a lot of people they don't understand. So when we first started out, we knew that we were going to be implementing new features, and we didn't know if we were going to be able to pay for new features plus like this elevated hosting. So we limited the hosting. Why is it Luke has a Bob Ross
Calmness
to his voice? I'll tell you why I do it, because of my coma.
Mm-hmm.
It was the being intubated for 5.5 weeks did that.
Yeah.
So it gave me this very calm voice.
Timothy Olsen likes the website so far. So
What's that?
Timothy
Oh, thank
Olsen
you.
likes the website so far.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you've got Melvin over there,
Mm-hmm.
the yellow superhero. He's yellow, like Simpsons yellow. It's interesting. I like it. But so what was I saying? Oh, so we knew that we wanted to add these new features, and we also wanted to be able to do a few other things. And so we just worked out with them to scale our hosting. And so we thought, to begin with, so that we could implement these new features, we would only host 50 active campaigns, because that is a lower monthly hosting fee. Because we still have to pay for monthly maintenance.
Right.
We can't get away from that.
That was
Even
the
if we
impression
owned our
I
own.
had. Yeah. I thought that's
even
what
if-
your limit was. I didn't want to say it, but I thought you had a cap of 50.
Yeah, we had a cap that we were going to go with. But the site has been way more successful than what we anticipated. And so it is not only paying for itself for a monthly basis at what we currently have, but it's put money in so that Todd and I are confident enough in what it's going to do that we went ahead and fronted another large sum of money to implement features that we weren't going to implement till later in the year.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So we added 2 new features already.
The
Like
shopping cart.
one of them, A lot of people don't even realize what it is. To start out with, the website could only, we could have a video thumbnail. And because of the video thumbnail, the site by default had to have the YouTube, when you plug in the YouTube video, the full screen option turned off. Because it could, literally, it could break the front page, with that on. So when you go to the campaigns, you couldn't hit the full screen button and make it big. And a lot of YouTubers were saying something to us that they really wanted that feature. So that was the first thing that we did. We had that turned on, which required about 3 or 4 hours worth of development time it's an easy fix, right? You just change the 0 to a 1.
Is that the one that Pixel sent you step by step?
Yeah. And so we've got Pixel and Todd who know all this stuff. But what they had to do is they had to separate it to where to where that feature would only function on the campaign page. And if we decide to turn on video thumbnails back on, it wouldn't affect that page. So that required some extra work for them to do. And so we had to pay for that. And so we did that right away. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
And then now we're doing the shopping cart, which is a larger investment. And so we were able to do that. But no, we were going to cap it off to 50 campaigns for the first year. We were just going to say no, exclusive, no way. Right now we're only at like 20, like at 30, almost 30 campaigns that are live. So we still have another 20 before we would even get to that cap that we originally talked about. Right. But that cap's off. I mean, pretty much off at this point.
Well, I didn't know you already had the plugin available for the websites. So I haven't really been pushing that. But now that I know that's active, I went in.
Yeah, the widget's active. It's been active since day one. So
I've been pushing that. Like Pete Gilmore's like lamenting, well, we closed it out on IGG because they're shadow banning us. So what's the point? And I was like, well,
yeah, like you can actually, yeah.
I mean, these people, they're like saying, it's like, oh well, they're shadow banning us over there, blah blah blah. And it's like, excuse me, hello.
We got you covered, man.
We got
We're
you
here for
covered.
you. But I also have to remind myself, we've only been doing this for like 2 months, right?
Yeah.
We've only been live for 2 months. Right. And I know that there were people that were watching us, and we had the struggles getting launched on our deadlines, and that was all Surrendum. That was 1,000% Surrendum. When we went back to the people that we're working with now, we were up and running in a week.
Yeah.
Like that's how, and they have been amazing. Their customer service, their tech, the guy that's doing all of our upgrades is this guy named Ryan, and he is fantastic at what he does. Like today, and we get regular updates. Like in our dashboard, I see like what's going on. Like today, they went in and took the shopping cart code, the multiple tier function, and they copied it to the main code. So that's already being done. So,
but it's not going to break your site like it did the last time they did it, is it?
No, and because they know, so everything's going to function the way it currently does.
Okay.
With only the exception that when you check out, it's one transaction for you, because you've been able to add multiple tiers to it.
Right.
But when you go to your backer dashboard, you can see on the things that you've backed, it shows multiple transactions for that campaign, just like it does now. So if you back a campaign more than once, it'll show that campaign name and then the transactions that you did under that campaign. It's going to do it's going to look the exact same way it does now. Only instead of you having to go back to the campaign and back again and back to the campaign, back again, you can actually just add it to the shopping cart and check out in one fair swoop. So super convenient.
Can you individualize merch and just have merch available that so people don't even have to back a tier? They can just like, oh, I like that T-shirt. Let me get that T-shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, that's how all of my stuff's going to be set up going forward. I'm not going to have bundle tiers.
Right.
Like I'm going to have a coupon code that I give my mailing list, and then I might have like a special item, and I might do like a single like bundle pack for like, hey, here's a discount for this bundle pack, but then I might run specials where there's coupon codes for, things, and so that's how I always wanted to run it for myself, so that all of my backers could a la carte their campaign.
Right.
That
Because sounds awesome.
I hear that all the time. Like, I just wish I could build my own. Like, well, what if you could? Like, what if that was the default?
Yeah.
Like by default, if that's how we did it, we just you get to pick your own tier by adding it to the shopping cart, just like you do on my website. You go to my website.
Well, the thing that I like about that is the fact that you can get small, like a small group of items. If you were having to bundle them into tiers, you might not. You might buy a bunch of merch that you really don't need because you have to populate the tiers.
Yeah.
But if you're just like getting an individual, like you could do like 5 T-shirts that are kind of premium, and just have them available. And that way, if that's an item that people decide that they want, then you're like, oh, that's a popular item. Let me get more of that. Instead of having to buy a whole bunch of stuff to populate these tiers.
Yeah. And it's really, really easy if you want to buy more than one copy of the book.
Yeah.
You just add more than one copy to the shopping cart.
There you go.
It's so simple. It just takes out
and
all of that.
Indiegogo and Kickstarter aren't doing this. This would be unique to Fund My Comic. So, I mean, there's so much. I tried to be patient, like you are, Luke, about this whole thing. But when I see people, I guess me and Mad Ruth are a little bit more firebrand about it than you are. But when we see people like just saying, "Oh, I wish that we had something besides Indiegogo or Kickstarter," and they'll just say this, and these people know about Fund My Comic. They know about it, but they're deliberately leaving it out, and then you're like, so I'm trying to take your example and just say, oh, by the way, in case you didn't know, even though I know they know, and try not to be like combative about it, but you just want to like type all caps. You know about this. I know because you're on the show where somebody had a Fund My Comic and brought it up. I know you know about it. Now you're just being disingenuous and saying, well, and this guy was talking about, well, I'm a little stalled of building my own website, and then it's like, excuse me.
You also don't have to do that, guys. We've got a plug-in already. You can just build your campaign and take it right over. You can even ask that it be hidden. You say, look, I want the campaign. I want you to shadow ban me on the website.
Okay.
So that I don't even show up on Fund My Comic. But I want to use all of the tools that you have for funding because I like what's there.
Yeah.
You take that widget and I'll hide your campaign on the website. You plug it in. You can even go down and edit the little footer that says Fund My Comic at the bottom. That's real small. You can go ahead and get rid of that even. After you've edited and made custom every aspect of the widget. Yeah. And you plug it into your own website and it's easy and you get paid. We handle the heavy lifting.
Yep.
And you look like you're completely independent. It's like, this is my site and my page.
You look like you're completely independent. Yeah.
Nice.
And so you're keeping them on your website and you don't have to worry about WordPress. You don't have to worry about all these places. Our site is secure. It is super secure. And we've got all of the stuff in place.
Yeah.
So that you can run your business the way that you want.
They have to get through the firewalls of a company that's dedicated to this, and that specializes in this stuff. I mean, if you have a WordPress plugin, which is a lot of these people are going with, then it's only secure as your firewalls. It's only secure as what you've got available to block anybody who wants to hack. But if they use Fund My Comic back end, this website company that specializes in it, then they have to get through their security, and these are people who like do this for a living. And those people that do it for a living are nightmares for hackers. Hackers look for amateurs.
Yep.
Hackers look for
They look for
plugins.
WordPress. They look
They
for
look for WordPress.
Shopify. But here's the thing: I don't like Shopify because it's the same thing as Spotify.
Yeah,
It's a go f yourselfify is what it is.
yeah,
Because these people they are influenced by political activists. We are not. We are not.
They're DEI. They're DEI companies, right? They want to get in on that ESG and
yeah.
say the right things to the right people to get the right attention from their little circles. And
Yeah, the people that are making decisions are the same people that think that Dylan Mulvaney was a good person to sell their beer. Yeah, yeah, that's the kind of people that are making decisions at these companies. Do you want to you want to like put your stuff in the hands of people that are that stupid and tone deaf?
So
Honestly,
we have a campaign on the website
Mhm.
that would not go anywhere else.
uh, oh,
Am
there
I
you
am.
go. Right, right. I wish you got that lady that was the turf lady. I'd love to have her on our website.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want to point. I want to point something out. Bunny said on our website.
yeah,
Here's the thing. Bunny doesn't own this website, but he does. It's his. It's your
yeah,
website. That's what I want you guys to refer this to as my website. Timothy Olson, our website.
yeah.
Phantasmagorical, our website. Go check out our website. Because we built this for you. I built this for you guys. I really did. Craig, it's your website.
Yep.
We want this on our website. Come over to our website. Check it out. Because this is the community's website. It really is. You couldn't do this on... In fact, speaking of Dylan, you can get the Dylan package for $20. It's one book plus shipping. The Dylan package.
Hoorah! There you
Yes,
go.
our website, man. That's what it is. You guys are the movement. You really are. You are the movement. But yeah, this is... they made it through... once they make it through review, I mean,
Yeah.
anybody can come and complain about it. It's not going to work. We're not going to take it down. I mean, they're already funding.
Right.
They're making money. And here's the thing: no one's going to keep their money because they're on a scheduled payout,
Yeah.
so they get their
So,
money.
how does Smokes do after launching the other day?
Smokes did pretty good. They did 136.
There you
I think
go.
he was also. I think he split his audience with Indiegogo,
Right.
which hurt him.
Right.
That hurt him.
Yeah.
But he's a pothead, so it's understandable.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. But he's our piehead. Damn it.
He's our pothead. He's our
He's our
lovable
pothead.
pothead, and we love him.
Yeah.
We love Belmont. Yeah. Splitting his audience, I think he might have thought was going to help him. But again, people
Right.
will go where you send them. I think it might have hurt him a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he does the Keshi's when he launches that, it's going to be entirely on Fund My Comics, so
Cool.
that's going to help a little bit.
Yeah.
I tell him he needs to do that as a cover. The Demon in a Bottle. He needs to do that as a damn alternate cover,
What? This one?
especially for the weed shops. If he goes to the weed shops, that would be a perfect cover for the weed shops.
I thought this
Come
was a
on now.
cover.
No, it's just like a
Piece of art.
print
Like
that he's offering. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it'd just be perfect cover.
The book looks great. And Mike Barron's a
is, it
fantastic writer.
Mhm.
I know Mike has publicly said that he's going to give Fund My Comic a try.
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole bunch of people just watching and waiting, and like they're as if it's like a dam or something, and they're waiting for the dam to break and the floodgate. They don't understand. Well, you have to be that force that breaks the dam, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's like I said to someone the other day. I was like, "Well, you're all standing around, watching to see if it's going to fail. Well, if you participate, you're going to ensure that it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but it's not going to fail, guys. It's not
Oh no,
going
no,
to
this
fail.
is gonna go well. I know
Yeah.
for a fact, and I'm not gonna mention names, but I do know for a fact that there are people that are in the mainstream that as they create their independent books,
Yeah,
Fund My Comic is that's their place.
there you go.
They said, "Oh
Awesome.
no, we're going to Fund My Comic." They go, "This is awesome. This is
Yeah.
exactly what we need." I said, "And why would we go to one of these other places that would, they're taking more of our money?
Right.
That 2% will go a long way. And they're also thinking about the numbers they're going to do, right? So
Yeah.
that's going to go a long way for us, which is, kind of the point. It's going to be.
Well, this is the ground floor. Right now is people that are they're like, you know, the people that are basically under 10K. They're kind of like, doing their best. They're like doing their best to fund right now.
Yeah.
And they're finding they're coming on this website, and when the thing blows up, when the traffic finds its way to, when this becomes like a main road, these people they're right there on the ground floor.
Yeah, they're going to be here. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to look for this. They're going to look for product. They're going to look, and they're going to see these awesome campaigns like Eric Nowotowski's, Second Chance.
And there's some great campaigns on here.
That's incredible stuff on there. Yeah.
While we're here, my dinner's ready, but I just want to show off a couple of these.
All right, go ahead.
We got 5 people watching.
Okay.
He's gotten 2 backers so far.
Yeah.
But you can get books 1 and 2 on here.
Wild.
He's got this little Keshi
Yeah.
that's been packaged up really nicely. Look how nice and vintage that looks.
Yeah. Right here.
Oh, you've got one, huh?
Uh-huh.
Look.
And by the way, this little Keshi, let me show you. I'll find my flashlight here. All right, this little Keshi actually glows in the dark. See?
Oh, neat. Okay.
Yeah, it glows.
So
Yeah.
you can get the Keshi by itself.
Mm-hmm.
What did I get? I thought I got the I got the print plus the Keshi. I don't know that I got the book.
Ah.
I think I just got this. I think I got to back it again.
Yeah.
I think I've got to back it again. Because I don't have 1 and 2 yet.
Right.
Well, dang. Now I got to choose which cover set I want. Ugh.
Well, there's
That's
the
cool.
Traditional Action 1. Yeah. I've got an Action 1 like a print that's being made right now. I think Ode Dasco's drawing one for me. But it's going to be like with a twist anyway.
Yeah. I need to get him on sometime so I can draw Tin Soldier.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I would
Yeah.
do a pretty good job drawing this character.
Yeah. I don't see him on a lot of streams though. I think he's kind of like reticent to come on streams.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have trouble getting on streams. There's like, you get stage fright. I mean, I used to anyway. Started out getting stage fright. Here's another good one.
Oh yeah. Got him on this website. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. 3 backers
Gary,
so far.
Gary Shipton's he is the businessman.
What a great artist. Look at this, man.
Wow.
That's
Oh, yeah, I
gorgeous.
know.
Gorgeous art. I got this.
He's completely self-taught. He's completely self-taught.
Look how good he is, man.
Figured all
He's
this
so
out
good.
for himself.
I got this
Yeah.
special offer here. I picked that up. The starter kit, volumes 1, 2, and 3. Look at that rendering. So good, man. I mean, you tell me this is not. I mean, there's some quality stuff on here.
Oh yeah.
Look how good that is.
Yeah, I think I got 1 and 2.
You can pick up 3 right now if you want.
Yeah.
If you got the scratch, that's the
And
ticket, isn't
plus, Packin's Land is it's also it's another comic you can pick up at too. So
it? Yeah. So you got Titan Volume 3 regular hardcover, $25.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad.
no,
That's not bad.
it ain't.
And let me see what else is on here that we should show off.
Mm-hmm.
My bandwidth is having trouble right now, guys.
Oh.
Can we refresh that? We'll get it. We'll get the page to work.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yep.
Show the site. There we go. It's taking my computer a minute because of everything. Everything I got running is going.
Right.
It's having trouble. Tropical Magics is on there. They're doing okay.
Pulsar. How's he doing? I wish
Pulsar.
more people would see that one. Yeah.
Doc Quasar.
Quasar.
He's doing
sorry.
okay. He's doing okay. He hasn't got a video up yet.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
He stalled out again, and he launched over on Indiegogo too, and he stalled out over there. I think at like 10 backers or something like that.
Yeah.
He's got 11 over here or 12 over here.
Look at that comic though. Jeez.
It looks so good.
Yeah. He's got some names on working on that thing too.
Yeah, it comes down to marketing.
Right.
It'd be very difficult to market.
There's a Dave Brink American Bliss crossover.
Yeah, very nice cover.
Which I have one of them. American Bliss is a good crossover character to have. She is.
She's great.
She is.
Doc Quasar's such a cool looking.
Yeah, there's what was that?
Reaper Destroyer.
Joe Sontag, Reaper Destroyer. Yeah, that's Reaper Destroyer.
And what a cool... I just think Doc Quasar's a cool looking character.
He is. He really is. Very unique looking.
That whole blacked out section, just that does it for me. That design does it for me.
It's like Sunspot, but cooler.
Yes. I think it looks great. This campaign needs a lot more eyes on it than what's there.
It really does. Yeah. It always freaked me out that someone was called Sunspot, and all his power was that he's stronger. You know, I never really understood that. No.
That didn't make any sense at all. Let me see. Forsaken Gods Volume 1 is up there. Conquest. This is it's like a storefront for JL Designs.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so he's got his like a little storefront up there.
Yeah.
So that's what he's got going. He's got 2 different books up.
Hmm.
Yeah. So he's running storefront kind of thing. A few people are doing that. Like they're using this as an opportunity because fans can go here and shop by checking the shelf.
Right.
They can just look around and see what's there. And it's such a great idea, I thought. For people to be able to do that. And so like I was saying earlier, it's nice. It's a good idea for people not to have to be able to they don't need to crowdfund to sell their book, right?
Right.
Like, I don't need to crowdfund. But how great would it be to centralize the storefronts so people can just back what they want. They can shop, they can look. And so Fund My Comic is going to have that
browse.
option.
They can browse.
Exactly. And that's why I wanted a shopping cart feature so that people can treat it like a storefront.
Yeah. So they can buy stuff from multiple campaigns and then just go to, like, if I want to get the Keshi from Tin Soldier. No, you can't. It has to be individual campaigns.
It has to be individual campaigns, yes. So you have to because it's technically going to that store. Okay, this is like going to a mall versus going to Walmart, where you buy everything at the checkout from Walmart. This is like going to the mall. You're buying each thing from each store. Because, well, welcome to 24 Eyes.
There needs to be a hub, yeah.
Yeah, and this is what we can use for crowdfunding and for. Yeah, so this is a hub for crowdfunding and storefronts. So you can actually do both here. And then you can run it from your own. You can use the widget, plug it into your own website, and still have it listed on Fund My Comic.
Right. Okay.
So that you can get residuals from whichever one that you're wanting to get from.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. It could, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I look at it this way. If right now, if you take your audience and you're moving, if you're not on Indiegogo or Kickstarter, your 100% of your audience is coming from you. If you're on Indiegogo and Kickstarter, if you're doing anything that is kind of, I guess, all ages, you are 70 to 90% of your audience is you driven it. And a little bit of that is from the website traffic that comes in. So let's just say 75. Let's be really generous and say that these other platforms bring in 25%, which we know that that's not true. If we go through and look at the hard numbers, we've done it already on another stream. We know that's not true. And let's say Fund My Comic is an empty bucket. And let's say each one of those 75% is your glass of water. If we all bring our 75% into one bucket, we've now created an economy, all of our own. Because now, and this has happened, I've gotten a backer this last week from someone that backed something else. So they came to the website to back something else, and then they saw my book and backed it too. And I know for a fact they've done that with other people already. Even in 2 months, we've seen that kind of activity taking place on here. Most people have backed multiple campaigns on the website.
Yeah.
We've had people come to check out the website for their own stuff to consider placing their campaign on there, and have backed other books that they found on there because they were interested in them.
Right.
So if we all bring our milkshake to the yard, right? Like we could
prove ours is better than theirs. Eh?
We can prove that ours is better than theirs. I mean, it really comes down to that having that hub for everyone to go to can be completely game changing if we use it.
If you don't know, then I'll have to charge. There you go.
Right. If you don't know,
that's right.
then I will have to charge. So you keep more of your own money. You don't have to worry about being banned. You do have real people that are your doing customer service.
Yeah.
And
I've seen things fixed. I've seen problems being brought up, old streams fixed on the stream. So
we've got good people that are involved with this thing. They do great. What's 24 Eyes? It's a great site.
Yeah. He's got an FMC logo that people are adapting. He'll send that to you, 24 Eyes. It looked great for your squiggly guy there.
Yeah,
he's saying like a flyer that you could just like a crowd. Like, go to this crowdfunding site. This is what it offers, and then bullet points on all the great features. And
I need to create a full page ad, a half page ad, and a quarter page ad for Fund My Comic, because we're going to be taking out some ads in other people's books to promote this thing. In fact, every Arrow book is maybe not every Arrow book, but most Arrow books are going to have a Fund My Comic ad in it.
Because that widget would be super appealing. I think there's a lot of people out there that I can completely decentralize and go independent. That's if they don't want that community, right? If they're like a lone wolf and they just want to go out on their own.
But you can centralize and decentralize at the same time.
Right.
Like, it's listed over here on Fund My Comic, But you go to my website and it's right there. It's already in the, you can have it on your page. So if you have fans that come to your website all the time, you can keep them there. You can keep them in your home.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, we do that. We've got a campaign right now that we're trying to run where people take their, where they do the comic.
Yeah.
And in place of the Viking, they put their character. Some of those are turning out really good. Really happy about this one.
Yeah. There's several really awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, we've got a lot of good looking books on here. Some of them are funded. Some of them are on their way to being funded.
Mm-hmm.
I will show off this. We got the Fund My Comic gear. You can pick up hats, shirts, things like that. The proceeds go to help pay for the upgrades.
Right.
So not only do you get cool stuff to wear, but you also get you also get a better website, basically.
By the way, show that one down below there, the Soltac one. Yeah, show that one. Because he's too polite. He's too polite, to show that Soltac campaign,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's too polite, to bring it up. So
It'll come.
I'll bring it up.
Thank you, though, Bunny. I do appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you got it, guys. Check this out. We're funding. We're fulfilling soon. We're just waiting for books to ship to us right now.
Yeah.
The last we heard, they were at the binders. So they were binding them. The print run is huge. I mean, this is probably one of the biggest print runs that I've ever done through this.
Once I get saddled with hundreds of books and I can't sell, I'll launch a new campaign and create my own storefront.
There you go.
Yeah. So so this is what we got going on right here. Look how gorgeous this book looks, man.
That's Matt. That's Mad Ruth's way of saying thank you, everybody, for backing. I really appreciate it.
I'm fairly certain there'll be a wave when people receive this book, and I can get a lot of the backers for the first campaign have YouTube shows. They are creators themselves, a lot of them. So I'm just hoping I'm gonna reach out to them and say, hey, when you receive your copy, bring me back on your show. So I'm hoping there'll be a second wave there.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm sure there will be.
It's a great looking book, but you guys can head over there right now and pick up I would say go ahead and pick up both of these.
Yep.
Pick up the blood and ink. Pick up the color version for $45.
Yeah.
You should do that right now.
Yeah, it'll fulfill very soon.
Do it right now. Do it.
Less than a month.
Do it now.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it. Do it now. Do it. Do it. Look at that picture. Look at that picture of Craig.
Smiling, like happy.
Yeah.
Such a Canadian.
That's Craig's happy face right there.
Yes.
It's Craig's
happy face. Book,
That's the kind of smile you have.
I don't care.
That's the kind of smile you have after 2 tours in Afghanistan.
Yeah. Look, maybe people click on that and they're like, "Oh, I'm back in this one. This guy scares me."
Let's see. Have we gotten up to 1,000? No, we have not. $13, guys. Come on. Look at what I drew.
$13.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Beautiful work.
I drew that, guys. Did you see it?
Mm-hmm.
I do these things live so people can tell that I can draw.
Yeah. Maybe it's real. Maybe it's Memorex.
Maybe it's It's probably Memorex. It's probably Memorex. Guys, I'm gonna go to dinner. My food's waiting for me downstairs, and then I'm gonna go package up books to get them in the mailbox Monday morning. My whole weekend's gonna be packaging up books.
Okay. Hey, Bunny, you see me messing around?
There you go.
Oh, yeah,
that's cool. That's Inquisitor. Yeah.
Let's bigify that real quick.
Yeah.
I'm just farting around.
Inquisitor.
Yeah, it's Inquisitor.
Guys, thanks for hanging out with us here. It's been about 3 hours. The drawing was done in an hour and a half, so we've had an hour and a half of just screwing around. Fund My Comics. It's coming along, guys. And maybe the shopping cart feature will be ready by the end of next week. Maybe.
Well, I have a brand new creator to the community. He's got a comic called Sector 7. and it's really unique. Really look, and they're still finding their way. They've got a sign up on Indiegogo right now. They're going to be on my show in about 50 minutes. So if you want to come back to Telepathic Bunny's Rabbit Hole, that's we're going to run that at 9 o'clock. So anyway, that's my pitch. All right.
All right, guys. Well, hey,
Bye.
we're gonna see you guys later. Everybody, remember, build up more than you tear down. Leave the wood pile.
Pile?
Words are hard.
Do you draw the Flintstones naked? There's a market for that.
Try not to get canceled.
Yes.
Try not to get canceled.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been fun, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you.
Yeah. Later.